Hello, welcome to story time this week on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, so don't get confused. But it is the week of Thanksgiving and the library will be closed Thursday and Friday, but we will reopen again at 9 a.m. on Saturday. But this week I've got some books to choose from. All of you must have our lovely Thanksgiving books at your homes, enjoying and reading those. I couldn't find any fun turkey books, but I did find some fun books about fall. So I thought we'd read some of them, and then I have one that I thought was kind of funny that we'll read at the end. But my first book is Mouse Loves Fall. And it is written by Lauren Thompson and illustrated by Bucket Eardog. Let's see what Mouse likes about fall. It says, it is a cool fall day. Mouse and big sister Minka come out to play. What do they see? What do you think they're going to see in the fall? Look at all the colors, says Minka. Which colors does Mouse see? I see some pretty colors in that picture. Mouse sees red leaves and yellow leaves. Mouse sees orange leaves and brown leaves. Pretty. Do you like seeing all the different colors of leaves outside right now? I've seen some pretty purple ones and some pretty yellow and red. It's my favorite time is when all the leaves change. It says, look at all the shapes, says Minka. Which shapes does Mouse see? Mouse sees round leaves and skinny leaves. Mouse sees pointy leaves and smooth leaves. Yay! Have you checked out all the different leaves you can find outside? It says, run through the leaves, says Minka. Mouse runs fast. Who else enjoys running through the leaf piles on the ground? It says, Mouse runs and skips through the leaves. Mouse kicks and he swishes through the leaves. Fun! Do you like to do that? Pile up the leaves, says Minka. Mouse helps make a leaf pile. Has anyone else made a leaf pile recently? It says, Mouse piles leaves high. 1 leaf, 2 leaves, 3 leaves, lots of leaves, yippee! How tall can you make your leaf pile? What a big pile, says Minka. Let's jump in. Oh, that sounds like fun. Mouse leaps and he jumps into the leaves. Mouse plops and he rolls in the leaves. Whee! Sounds like he's having a good time. I am hiding, calls Minka. Can you find me? Do you see her? Do you see her anywhere in there? Let's see if Mouse can find her. Mouse peeks and he pokes and he peers between the leaves. Where can Minka be? Do you see her anywhere? Then out pops Minka. Here I am, she says. Do you see her? Hooray for Minka. Hooray for Mouse. Hip, hip, hooray for fall. What a fun story. Have you went and raked the leaves in your yard, made a big pile, seen different colored ones, maybe on the sidewalk or in a parking lot? Or in someone else's yard, maybe your own yard. The changing colors of the leaves is one of my favorite things of this season. This one's going to tell us, I know it's autumn, another name for fall, or season we're in. And this one is by Elaine Spinelli, and Nancy Hayashi is the one who illustrated it. I probably butchered their names. I know it's autumn when the morning light comes late. Has anybody else noticed that with the time change, it gets dark pretty quick and that the morning is not quite as bright sometimes, depending on when you get up? It says, when there's a pumpkin muffin on my breakfast plate. Who else likes pumpkin muffins? I like pumpkin muffins. It says, when Daddy brings my jacket from the storage box. And Grandpop wears a bathrobe and his slippers and socks. When it gets cooler outside, sometimes we got to put a little more on than our summer t-shirt and shorts, huh? It says, I know it's autumn when the school bus toots its horn, when we drive past an empty field that once grew corn, when leafy trees turn colors, red, gold, and brown, and Farmer Freddie brings his harvest into town. Ooh, what's he passing out? Looks like some yummy apples. I know it's autumn when our class makes acorn art. Have you made any art out of the leaves, acorns, pine cones you can find outside? Sounds like fun. They have cute little people, it looks like. It says, when there's a turkey sticker on each spelling chart. Are we getting ready to have our turkey day on Thursday for Thanksgiving? When we help Miss Martin bake zucchini bread. And yellow mums are blooming in the flower bed. Do you like zucchini bread? I know it's autumn when we rake the leaves in piles, when doorstep jack-o'-lanterns wear their crooked smiles. I had to get rid of my pumpkin the other day. He was looking pretty sad. It says, when we go picking apples for Mom's apple pie. Apple pie. That sounds yummy. It says, and noisy geese fly south across the evening sky. Do you see them in their big V flying across the sky? They don't like it when it's cold. It says, I know it's autumn when the moon is full and bright, when we go on a hayride with our friends at night. Has anybody else been on a hayride this year? Looks like fun. It says, when bonfires blaze and the storyteller leaps and claps. Anybody been to a bonfire? Maybe made some yummy s'mores? It says, and all the kids grow sleepy on their daddy's laps. Is she tired? Sweet autumn dreams, everyone. What a fun story. Well, I'm going to let you know that starting next week on Monday, that's the 30th, we are going to celebrate International Ninja Day, which is December 5th. We will have some posters up, and we will have some activity packets that tell you some fun facts about ninjas. You can figure out what your ninja name might be. There's a maze, some coloring pages, there's a word search, all kinds of fun stuff. And these will be out for you to pick up, or we can bring them curbside, whatever works for you, starting Monday the 30th. And my last book that I picked out for today, because I thought it looked kind of funny, it says Cone Cat. Has anybody taken their pet to the vet before and it had to get the cone around its neck? Well, we're going to hear a story about a cat who tells us what it's like. It's by Sarah Hoden and illustrated by Cameron Mook. Cone Cat. It says, one day Jeremy woke up at the vet's, and there was the cone. Do you see his cone? Like a giant white bell, it bent his whiskers, it blocked his view, and it bungled his super cat senses. I am Cone Cat now, he told himself. I will never be the same. Does he look like he's having a hard time? As Jeremy, he'd been nimble and quick, and he'd been prided himself on his sweet scent. Now he was knocking into door jambs and backing his way down the stairs with all the grace of a fat squirrel. He didn't smell so good either. Clearly, the cone was winning. Poor Jeremy. He's having an awkward time, isn't he? Says to take his mind off his problems, he tried to keep busy by hunting the spider, by redecorating I don't know how well that's going to go over. It says, and hiding from Ava, the little human. But nothing could shake his feline funk until a change landed right in his lap. Well, his cone. Ava had been eating breakfast as usual, Fruitios and milk, his favorite. And as always, he jumped on the table to lap up the leftovers. But this time, his tongue couldn't reach the bottom of the bowl. Come on, cone, he said. Help me out. The cone didn't answer. Oh no. Then something magical happened. Just as Cone Cat wilted like the saddest flower, the bowl tipped towards him. Milk and cereal poured into his mouth and into the cone too. He could save some for later. Could the cone be a friend after all? Look at him. He's got that cereal and milk inside his cone. It got even better. That spider he was stalking, it didn't taste as good as he'd hoped. We ate it. In the armchair and stuffing, not a tuft left behind. Can you see him? Looks kind of silly. Plus, if he directed the cone just so, he could hear Ava coming before she'd even left her room. All of this led up to the greatest moment of Cone Cat's life, Ava's birthday party. Of course, a gathering of little humans can be a nightmare for a cat. But then came the cake, and with it, ice cream. Ice cream. Yes, the tall humans were serving ice cream in big, dollopy scoops, strawberry sprinkle, surprise flavor. The little humans all lined up with their bowls for the treat. Cone Cat drooled, inching his way closer. Was he seeing things, or did those bowls look familiar? As the little humans spooned the stuff into their mouths like so much catnip, he pressed himself up to the front of the line and, what do you see? You think he's going to get that big scoop? Plop! Before they could realize their mistake, Cone Cat tiptoed off to a quiet place and he gobbled down the ice cream, licking up every last drop. It was heaven, and it never would have happened without the cone. Does he have ice cream and a cone? Is it a normal ice cream cone? It says the next day, Cone Cat felt one of the tall humans scratching his neck. I hope they're not making it tighter, he thought. Ugh, cone? But suddenly, it was off. His head was free again. Goodbye, he thought, as the human whisked the cone away. Goodbye forever. Now he's back to normal. Of course he was happy to be back to his normal self, happy to be Jeremy again. But looking back, he wondered, will anything ever compare to my glory days with the cone? Remember, he started off not liking it. Now he thinks it was the best time he had. It didn't take him long to find out. Oh no, look at that. Look at poor Jeremy. He's Cone Cat again. Not funny. That's the end. Well, I thank you for joining me for story time on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Enjoy eating all the food you can eat and lots of pies. Maybe even pumpkin muffins or zucchini bread like in our book. Join us again next week on Wednesday at our regular time. Thank you. Bye.